Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Papa.
Good evening, good evening.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm well, and yourself?
I cannot complain. Pretty good day. Nice weather here, so I can't complain. Spent a lot of the day outside, just chilling, doing piddling around like an old man, like a retired old man, pulling weeds, just
You get you one of
going
those big sun hats to go out in.
around. I do get one of those big booty hats that I'll put on once in a while when it's really hot out there. How was your week, buddy?
It's been good.
Has it?
Staying steady with work. Got a lot coming up in September, right around the corner now, just a couple of days away. So preparing for the new month to come. And in a way, this evening's full moon is sort of an end to August for me, even though it'll linger a couple more days.
A lot of work coming up, huh? September, is that when it starts picking up for you in September?
It does a little bit, yeah. But I've also got a couple of other things coming up outside of Volunteer Workshop. There's a grand opening that I'm attending for a local mead and brewery establishment that I'll be working at, and
Well, busy man.
some other fun things for September. We start the Burr months, and I'm excited for that. September, October, November, December, that last third of the year.
Favorite time of the year for you?
Absolutely. I love the cooler weather, um, the harvest season to kick it off, just everything about it, the apples, the pumpkins, bringing in the crop, bringing in the good stuff, the time that you get to spend with family in those colder months. In the summer, everybody's out, spread out, doing their own thing all over the place. But when it gets colder, everybody comes in together and huddles up.
I could do without like the freezing temperatures, but I'm down for the fall. Good portion of winter. January and February I can do without. Part of March, at least up here north. We get a little bit more sometimes. I think probably a little bit colder weather up here. More
It's
snow up
nice.
here. So during like January and February, a little bit of March is like the worst for us. Coldest, most snow. I could do without those months. I like being outside too much. I don't like being cooped up.
I still go out. I do the cold camping. I like to go out and hike, especially in the snow. It's so quiet, and the snow dampens all the sound,
Oh, that's true.
ambient noise. It's so peaceful to go out and hike in the wintertime. As long as you're bundled up and you know where you're going, don't get out there and get lost in the cold.
Now you got that hut. You can throw fire in that and hang, spend some nights out there in the cold and that thing. That should be nice and warm. And
Definitely looking forward to that, and some stews over the fire.
yeah.
It's going to be good, good stuff. I'm excited. I can't wait.
We're like two little kids right now thinking about it. Winter time. I remember. I don't like getting out in the snow much now as I'm older, but I remember as a kid I used to love just going out there making. We had a blizzard in '78. I remember when I was only 4 years old, but I remember the blizzard. And we had a really long driveway getting to our house, so I remember digging a hole and a tunnel all the way through to the end of the driveway, and little opening holes to pop my head out to throw snowballs. You can't even catch me do that now. I'll encourage the kids to do it, but I'm not crawling in no holes now.
And people definitely love to bitch a little bit about the weather too, but there's a saying that I love. It comes from Scandinavia. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing.
That's true.
So that's the perfect adage to pick up, to never have to worry about rain on your parade. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. Be prepared. Nature's going to happen. It's going to do what it does, and we are adaptable and we can adjust. And if it's going to rain, get an umbrella or wear a
Or have
poncho
one
or a
handy.
coat. If it's going to snow, put a coat on. It's simple. It's easy. And you've got that summer versus winter. Uh, but I do prefer winter because You can always put more clothes on, but once you strip naked in the summer and it's still hot, you can't take more clothes off.
That's true. I mean, well, you do.
I'll strip down to my bones if I have to.
Hello, biker, wife, witch. How are you doing this evening? Susie, good morning to you from Tasmania. The biker wife, which says, yes, everything is at rest, the quiet time. That snow, it's like having soundproof studio just outside of nature. Just dulls and quiets everything. We get lots of snow here. Last few winters ain't been too bad, but normally we get a lot of snow here. That's the part that annoys me. Hard getting around in the snow.
We usually do get a significant amount of snow, but the last few years we've had that La Nina effect, and so it's stifled the snow a little bit. But we're back into the El Nino winter pattern, so we're expecting a very active winter weather season.
Yay!
Yes, yes. I love the snow on the pine trees. It's
It's a beautiful sight to see.
I'm ready.
I can
I'm ready.
remember when I lived out there in Gatlinburg,
Yeah,
and
you were in the Smoky Mountains.
I lived in the Smoky Mountains, and I can remember like when I had to go out and leave to go to work, coming down the mountains. But when I first moved there, I lived closer to the highway, so I had to drive into Gatlinburg. And then once I got enough money and bought myself a cabin out there, I lived off grid. But the first year and a half, I just worked and saved up money to buy a property. But driving down 66, Route 66, and driving to the mountains, being a city guy that I was, I come from a city of Indianapolis, and all used to seeing the skyline as buildings, and here you're driving to work every single day, and your skyline, Smoky Mountains, Mount Lacot, all these big English mountain, all these big mountain sceneries, and then getting up there and you're seeing, you only get to see the snow in the higher elevations there. It snowed once in a while, but there wasn't a whole lot. Like you might get a few inches a year of snow, although it was just mainly rain or freezing rain mix, but snow was always the higher elevations. But yeah, the scenery, like on the snow on the pines, like you said, just something you just breathtaking.
Good
I missed
stuff.
it, which kind of goes well with what our topic is for tonight. Tonight's show was kind of like your idea because I was like, okay, they had a guest, but they had some things come up, so that canceled, and then I was kind of like, okay, I don't know what to do here today for today's
It was
show.
the full moon. They dipped because the full moon.
But they had some things come up in there, and so they had to cancel. So it was like, okay, what are we going to talk about tonight? So Papa had a great idea about what was the topic, Papa, that you talked about?
Paganism as it relates to nature. It really is in itself a nature-based practice across the board, no matter what flavor of paganism that you're practicing. We all, in ways, venerate the earth, the elements, the celestial bodies. So it's a great common ground for pagan people.
I
In that.
think it's like a universal, isn't it? I mean, basically for any kind of, even if it's paganism, all from point A to point Z has everything to do with nature. But you'd be surprised of how many different practices or religions that there is that in paganism that's pagan related.
Mhm.
I kind of did a little research on it today, and I brought it up on my phone. There's quite a few different ones. Some of them I'm not probably going to pronounce right, but pantheism, pantheism, Deism, Paulinism, animism. That's you. Tyonism, totemism, Hinduism, shamanism, and some theism and paganism including Wicca. There's a lot of religions a lot of religions nature based. Why is that? Why do you think there's so many different ones?
Because this is something that we've forgotten. We've lost it in our progress as a species. We got to the top of the food chain in early human history. We developed tools, We developed society and civilization. And in that society and civilization, we got away from the idea that we are also part of nature. And so when people come to me and they say, do you have any idea why I feel so drawn to water? Why I feel so drawn to the forest, to the mountains, to why do I feel like I'm being called to the wind? Because we're a part of that, just the same as any animal out there, any tree, any plant. We're a part of nature. It's a part of who we are. So, of course, it makes sense.
For something that should be simple, as far as the train of thought, everything revolves around Mother Earth, the Earth. There's so many. Why so many? Why complicate it?
Mhm.
Why come up with so many different religions and beliefs and practices? I mean, you would think one universal one would cover it, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? I mean, it just seems like why are people overdoing it, oversaturating it? Pagans believe in nature is sacred and that the natural cycles of birth, growth, and death observed in the world around us carry profoundly spiritual meanings. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
That's
We
pretty
think
laid
we're
back.
we
And then,
think we're too smart. And so we've come up with systems and we've come up with governments thinking that we know better or can do better. And so we follow those. But uh, I would challenge anyone, and you may beat me in this challenge, but give me a successful government other than what's happening in Scandinavia right now. Give me a successful monetary system. Give me a successful legal system. They all fail. They're all terrible. We have been so smart that we've kicked ourselves in the ass in thinking we're so smart when we could just keep it simple. Before we had the ideas for these systems and all these great improvements, life was pretty damn good, but we weren't happy. We weren't content. We couldn't let it rest at being good. We wanted better. We wanted greater. We had ideas, ambition. And so we pushed, and now we're biting the bullet.
well, it becomes very confusing for some people. I mean, let's say people are walking into paganism for the first time and they're trying to find their path. And they know that they love being out in nature, so they want to try to look into something that's nature based. And then here I just called off a list of 10 different ones, and you're going, okay, what? I mean, each one will take you years to understand if you're truly studying each path. And here you got 10 different options. You'll go through a lifetime trying to find the one that's going to resonate with you.
Let nature resonate with you.
Yeah. So we're hanging out with tonight. You guys are hanging out with us here on Talking with Heathens. We are talking about pagans and how we relate to nature and how we really. Well, apparently, as I'm having this conversation, having epiphanies. I'm like, why do we have so many? Why is there so many names, so many religions? Shouldn't it be simple, basic, for everybody to be able to grab a hold of and attach themselves to without feeling like it's overcomplicated?
Well, I think a lot of those names and different blends or varieties or flavors are all coming from a cultural place. Uh, Before the internet, before modern means of travel and exploration, before we got really connected with the world internationally, your community was it. You didn't know what other people believed outside of it. You knew there was a world that existed, but you didn't know what they believed. Most would probably assume that they believed the same thing, but didn't call it the same thing. They didn't have the same language, so we have different names for different things, but really they're the same thing. Now think about
That's
Greek
true too.
and Roman pantheon, um, the god of the sea. We're back to nature here with that. Uh, we venerate and honor and deify that aspect of nature, and we give it a name. It's the same thing. The ocean is the ocean, but all these different communities and cultures have a different name for it, but still hold it in that same reverence.
Well, I like to keep it simple. Overcomplicating it for me, I guess I lose interest in it, and it just kind of pulls me away, withdraws me from it. Because it's like, okay, this is too much to. I need something where I can relate to, but it's basic and simple, and I don't have to sit there and think of different things to do to feel like I'm following this. I don't know. I'm like, I want to step outside, take a deep breath,
Yep.
soak in the breeze, soak in the sounds, listen to the sound, take a walk, treat the earth with respect. It'll treat you with respect back. Spend time out there with her, whether it's doing what Sacred Trail Society does and goes around and picks up trash. Do that for your community and your neighborhood. Mother Nature appreciates that. Well, anyway, we got some music for you guys tonight when we're here talking about pagans and the relation to nature, why we're so connected to it, so to speak, and how we're apparently overcomplicated as well. We've got some music for you guys tonight as well, and I made a video for tonight. I'm gonna get into it. Something I just put together just like yesterday. For some reason, it's an old song by Three Doors Down, and I thought I heard it, and I was like, damn, this hit me into the core. So I was like, I'm gonna make a video, and so this happens when I made this video. I think I made the video prior to you telling me what tonight's show is gonna be about. So it kind of plays right along with the video concept with nature. So this is Three Doors Down with Let Me Be Myself. You're watching Talking with Heathens, and we'll be right back, guys.
Hey, this is Josie Scott, the original OG lead singer of Saliva, and you are watching Inner Demon Media. Release your inner demons. We all have demons. We just don't try to hide them.
I guess I just got lost in being someone else. I tried to kill the pain, but nothing ever helped. I left myself behind somewhere along the way, hoping to come back around to find myself someday. Lately I'm so tired of waiting for you to say that it's okay. But tell me, please, would you one time just let me be myself so I can shine with my own light? Now let me be myself. Would you let me be myself? I'll never see the light of day living in this cell. It's time to make my way into the world I knew, and then take back all of these times that I gave in to you. But lately I'm so tired of waiting for you to say that time. Let me be myself so I can shine with my own light. Let me be myself for a while, if you don't mind. Let me be myself so I can shine with my own light. Let me be myself. That's all I've ever wanted from this world, is to let me be me. Please, would you one time let me be myself so I can shine with my own light? let me be myself. Please, will you one time let me be myself so I can shine with my own light? Let me be myself for a while, if you don't mind. Let me be myself so I can shine with my own light. Let me be myself, with you one time. Ooh, let me be myself, and let me be me.
Welcome back, everybody. That was Three Doors Down with Let Me Be Myself. I don't know, I heard that song a couple days ago and I was like, man, I need to make a video for this. There you
It's
go.
very well done. I enjoyed it.
Let's hope Facebook doesn't shut it down. But you know what? Never fret, folks. Don't fret. If you don't watch this live, chances are when they go to replay, they'll silence all these songs. But you can go to our YouTube channel, Inner Demon Media, and catch all of our shows in entirety. Nothing silenced, nothing muted. It's the whole show. We listed all these songs. You'll catch the show right there on our YouTube channel. So catch us out with Inner Demon Media. Subscribe to the channel. Get alerts. Be alert with Inner Demon Media. Thank you, Billy Joe. I love that song too. Morwen, thank you very much. There is the co-host to our Talking with Demons Saturday show. We'll be co-hosting, playing some videos for you guys, shooting the shit. I won't call it like Saturday night fuckery. It's probably what's gonna be like. We get these bands on the show, and you never know what's gonna happen. But good evening to you, Morwen, and the biker wife, which says that was nice. I liked it. Thank you. So, paganism and nature. What is the magnetism as us humans in being in nature? What do you think the magnetism is?
Again, I would have to go back to just the simple fact that we are nature. We're a part of it. We're no more separated from nature than we separate ourselves. We've done that, as I had mentioned earlier, in our ideas of what civilization is, what society constitutes, and the systems that we've created. We've taken ourselves away from that. So it's a great thing in animism and a lot of those others that you mentioned. I'm not familiar with some of them, but that would be a difficult thing to do. But returning to that harmony where we see ourselves as not masters of nature, but a part of nature, that harmony, where we can take our place in that circle, in that cycle, and live happy instead of fighting it all the time with our better ideas that turn out to be shit ideas.
As we spoke in the first half of the show, overcomplicating it. So, doing a little bit of research here, I asked the question, what religion has the strong connection with nature? And I'm actually sort of surprised to hear that Hinduism is the religion with most connected to nature. That's the number one pick as far as
in religions, by definition, I would say so, absolutely. But outside of those major world religions, I would have to say just the grassroots, down to earth indigenous populations that have been able to hold on and maintain too. Think about the indigenous peoples of North America. Think about the Sami. Think about Africa. You don't get much more connected to nature than continuing to live in nature despite society and civilization. We've got cities with skyscrapers, but yet we've still got people who would rather live outside of that arena, outside of that society, outside of that civilization, to be at one with nature.
Yes, sir. I was surprised though to hear about Hinduism being being the top one. And another one is what is the? This is all nature related religions, okay, that I'm speaking about. So the question is, what is the oldest religion when it comes to nature based religion? And it's Hindus, Hindus, is the oldest religion that's connected with, as far as connected with nature. I was shocked to hear that too as well.
It's interesting, but I think a lot of it is that word by definition, religion versus faith or belief. The original faith or belief system was animistic.
That's what I feel. It should be like number one.
And I think it is, but it doesn't get counted in or locked in with those sorts of surveys or answers to questions because it doesn't constitute religion.
As a religion, it is the world's third largest with over 1.2 to 1.35 billion followers, Hindus, or 15 to 16% of the global population follows Hindus. That's a lot. Interesting little fact, though.
It is, absolutely. Now, I would like to give a sort of a question or a poll, I guess, maybe, for those viewing tonight. It's the full moon. It's a blue moon.
That's right.
I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people out in the world tuning in for this celestial event that may feel disappointed to not see the moon look blue because it's not going to. But I would like to hear what you guys have planned for this, or what your celebrations are, or ritual are, or what you do on the full moon. If you want to chime in on the comments.
Yes.
So a lot of people do things like charging with that full moon energy.
Yeah.
So I would love to see what you guys do. If it's too personal, then don't worry about it. But
if it's too personal,
time.
if it's too personal, we want to know about it. I'm nosy.
You know, the blue moon gets its name because it's when two full moons occur within the same month cycle that we have established with our current calendar system. Again, we're trying to be smarter than nature, and even at our best effort, we're still not as good as the lunar cycle or the solar cycle or whatever we count by that tracking, because it is not a 100% complete cycle, but more of a wobble cycle. But we have to have everything perfect. And so in our attempt to make it perfect, it's flawed. And now we have to have things like leap years and 31 days versus 30 days instead of lunar cycle to lunar cycle.
So, speaking of full moon ritual, and Billy Joe here in the comments was talking about releasing things. We're gonna do something as a community tonight. I put something together for us to do as a community full moon ritual. It's going to deal with releasing things. So I put together a little altar for us tonight. Some candles lit, and I got some bay leaves right here, and I got a marker right here. I'm going to write on these bay leaves. You guys here in the chat want to put requests out, I'll write them down on these bay leaves. We'll burn them, and I'll put them inside this here bowl, and I'll bury them tomorrow into the ground. But as a community, I thought we'll try something a little bit different on the show and do a full moon ritual together. So throughout the broadcast, we get closer to the end of the show, we'll take these bay leaves and burn them. But during the broadcast, in the comments, you guys want something to release some things, and you want to do it as a community here online with us here on the show, feel free to put it into the comments. I'll write them down on the bay leaves, and we'll burn them and put them in this bowl. I will bury them tomorrow, and I will take pics and let you guys see what I'm doing. But yeah, if you guys, I thought it'd be something a little different that we haven't done on the show. Was do a little spell work, little spell work for everybody within the community.
That's awesome.
The lunar cycle is probably the best. And as what we'll do, what I'm going to do now, but what we do here in a minute, when I play the next videos, and when I play the video, I'll write all these down. And then towards the end of the show, because Billy Joe's got some right here, doubts and fear, judgment, blockages. Stress is another good one. Release some of that stress we have in our life. That's another. I'm going to write that one down. Don't let me forget that, Papa. I'm really bad at forgetting as older I get. But during the next video, I'll write all these down and put them on the bay leaves, and we'll do ritual together. And as I burn these, most people like to say, "So mote it be." I just want to say goodbye. As I burn these bay leaves, as us watching it, as we're doing it, every time we burn one, we just say goodbye, because we're saying goodbye to it. I don't think really nothing else really needs to be said outside of just goodbye, right? That's claiming it no longer in your life. I'm not really much on the so mote it be. I just want to let's just say goodbye. Just say goodbye. We don't need it no more. But yeah, what you guys, you ready for another video? Guess I take it as a yes.
I'm ready. I threw one of mine in there also, just under Billy Joe, and more one. If you've got enough bay leaves.
I got bags of bay leaves.
He's prepared.
I'm prepared. So we're going to play a video for you guys. And while we're watching this video, I'll write some of these down. And you guys are watching Talking with Heathens. This is Elevati. I think I'm saying it right. But the song's called The Call of the Mountain. We'll be right back, everybody.
The Alvatir Workshop is dedicated to the old ways, offering a wide selection of animist ritual supplies, divination tools, altar goods, and home decor, including premium reindeer hides imported from traditional herders in northern Finland. Whether you're just starting your spiritual journey or looking to expand your collection with a custom drum, we have everything you need. Visit our online store at thealvatir.com and discover the beauty of mountain spirit.
Hey, this is Mark from 6th Century, and you're watching Inner Demon Media.
Swords in our hands, against the sea, with our backs to the walls, against the stress in the presence of our enemies, against the storms roaring at our faces. A cry rang out throughout the skies, a beckon, the flight of the crane, the call of the mountain.
Welcome back. Papa looks kicking back, looking all chill. What do you think about that song, buddy?
I thought it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. My only critique is that if she really felt the call of the mountains, she wouldn't have shaved her armpits.
She wouldn't have shaved her armpits. Well, thank goodness that she has.
You got bigger things to worry about on the mountain than shaving your armpits.
That's true. That's true. Looks like everybody here liked it as well. Awesome. Got some new people coming. Hello, Judy. How are you doing? They really enjoyed the song. I'm glad you guys did. I just heard that one today, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put that onto the show. We got another request here. Richard says, let me get another. I got a little pile going on here. See it right there. Yeah. Look, Lindsay goes, ew. Ew. The pits. I'm sure it's about the pits.
Okay.
So,
we're talking about nature tonight.
well, that's true. That is true. We know Papa doesn't shave anything. He's definitely going completely natural. We got one for letting the past go. All right.
I shave the sides of my head because I don't like hair touching the tops of my ears. It bothers me, especially when I'm out in the woods. It's a distraction. And since I'm letting go of distractions, and that's a great thing that's come up, because I would like to remind you guys too that while you're wishing for these things, and bay leaves are great for it, you've also got to do what is within your means to bring these things forth also. So be responsible for yourself and accountable for yourself.
I don't mean to throw you off the background music. I wanted to soothe everybody.
A little softer. A lot of people, when they come to me for advice and counsel, come to me with problems that they've made for themselves. And so it does
like an episode of Mr. Rogers, but with Papa Olsen. This is almost soothing.
Be responsible for yourself.
I must be really high. It's like watching Mr. Rogers, but just the pagan version. After good evenings with Papa Olsen.
No, it really is. Like, people will come on and bitch about money. Like, I've got financial problems. What can I do? Well, first off, stop spending $5, $6, $10 every day at the goddamn gas station buying lottery tickets and scratch-offs thinking you're going to hit it rich.
Oh, yeah.
It's $70, $80, $100 by the end of the week, and you wouldn't be so hurting for money now, would you? It doesn't take spiritual healing to tell you to be responsible.
I got somebody in my life that's like that. They go out and they bust their butt, trying to make a few dollars here and there hustling, and they'll take that money and go right straight to like the local tobacco store or gas station and blow about every single bit of the money that they have. They'll buy themselves a pack of cigarettes, and the rest is the lottery tickets. And then the next day they're bitching and moaning about, I'm going to be hungry because I got no money. Well, you spent $300 in lottery tickets. They're all over your fucking floorboard in your car. That's where your money's at, in little cardboard pieces.
Big cities, you get into like New York or other places, a pack of cigarettes can be up to like $10, and you smoke a pack a day. You want to come to me bitching about money problems? Quit smoking. It doesn't take a spell or a ritual to tell you to quit smoking.
Take some discipline.
It might be a spell or a ritual to help you do that, but you've got to make the choice to stop doing it. To say, I'm ready to quit smoking.
And that's important about when we do these burning these bay leaves tonight too. Is that owning your request, owning it and claiming that it's over with. You're moving on, and then you don't these issues that you're having, like say blockage or stress. You're claiming it by saying goodbye, releasing that. Don't hold on to it because you got to be accountable for what we're doing as well. We can burn them for you and be part of this ritual, but at the end of the day, with a spell, at the end of the day, it depends on you guys to make those choices to change these things as well.
You have to let it go.
If you're stressed out, find a way to fix it. Papa Rogers, I see, I like that. Papa Olson with the Bob Ross voice.
We're getting into colder weather, so I'm going to start wearing sweaters again.
We have a holiday season too as well coming up. And Halloween, I like to throw a big bash on Halloween. So we're going to end up having to get dressed on Halloween, you and I, on a show. And we're going to be something. Well, you could be Papa Olson, I guess. I'll be Sid Ryder, but I'm going to look fucked up. Morwin says, quit vaping, cold turkey, and fuck that shit. All right, so let's do some of these bay leaves burning here. I don't know. I don't remember names. I don't know who this all belong to. I'm just going to name them off. And as I burn them and throw them into this bowl, you guys in your head or out loud say goodbye to them. This one here is letting the past go. Goodbye, maybe. Well, that's a tough one, isn't it? Letting the past go, that's a tough one. That can be tough. Goodbye.
Breathe it out. Breathe it out.
And here's another good one too. Another good one is blockages. Goodbye. This is a huge one for me. I think about every time I do a show, I have this fear. I have a fear of coming on live every time I come on to do one. This is a big one for me. This is fear. Goodbye. We got a lot of them to get through, guys.
One of my favorite things about the burning, especially bay, is that you hear the crackling.
Yes.
The crackling of the fire. Like it becomes vocal. It's said out loud that I'm letting this go. It's going up in smoke.
It's going where it needs to be going. It's going two places. It's releasing itself, and then I'm burying it later as well. This one here is stress on a strike. Let's hope this gets solved and there is no strike. We don't need to stress for it, right? Goodbye. This says it's sizzling and crackling. Here's a big one. Another one that I've struggled with too as well. This is doubt. We don't need this either. Goodbye. We don't need you. This one is, let me see if I can read my handwriting. I think it says release and forgive. Why? You guys are saying it with me. Papa, are you thinking it? Loneliness, that's a nasty one too, isn't it? It's another ugly one. We all feel lonely a lot of the times. Another one I struggle with. Goodbye. Holding back. Is our next one. Goodbye. I felt that one. I felt that one. Misty's got another request. We'll grab that here in a second. This is rage. Goodbye. Good riddance. Anxiety. Goodbye. We got another one here. This one is bad health. We do not need any more bad health. We don't need anybody sick anymore. We've had enough of that. Goodbye. So long. Wow. That was a nice little flame. So we got one more, I think. Like Misty says, self-loathing.
While you're writing that down, I'm so glad that someone had put rage. It was good to see rage in there because we're burning the bay leaf, and isn't that what we do with rage? We burn it like a fuel, or we can, as a healthy outlet. You see it happen with artists, musicians, and they take rage, and instead of it being applied inward, you apply it in a healthy way outward, and you turn that rage into fuel and create expression, and it's relatable and helps to heal other people.
There was a lot of really good ones on here tonight, to be fair. You guys got a few more that you guys want you put on the bay leaf for me to burn, feel free to put them in the comments while we're still here, at least for a few more minutes. And we'll burn those for you guys as well. We still got another video to close the night show out with as well. It's our friends, Forever May Fall, or their new song. We played it last week. They premiered it last week. We're going to play it again this week. But we are burning some bay leaves right now for you guys, where we're doing some full moon magic. So we're kind of releasing things, and I'm writing them here on bay leaves for you guys. As a community, we're coming together, and we're saying goodbye to the things that we really don't need in our lives. And it's really important to take time to do this. I think this is kind of like an important thing to do almost on a daily. Taking a moment and kind of like just, okay, what's bothering me? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to release? I have a tendency myself to hold on to things way too long, and I dwell on things way, way too long. So it's good to release, take moments like that to release stuff like what we're doing tonight.
A lot of people will incorporate it into their daily practice. One of the most common or favorable is meditation. People will meditate at the end of the day, clear the day away before going to sleep and waking up fresh and new. But there are a ton of other ways. A smoke bath with incense or resins, Frankincense is a great way. Frankincense resin
I
is
got a
very
whole complete cabinet full of like incense and resins.
incense sticks. But there are a ton of ways to cleanse or wash away any of the funk from the day before you go to sleep and start fresh and new for the next.
Here's another one, guys. This one here is this one's for self-loathing. Goodbye and good riddance. This one here is wake people up, basically to wake up. Goodbye. And things that trigger us.
It's definitely hard to let go of triggers.
Man, that sounds like a forest burning down. Goodbye. Screw those triggers. Yeah, so that I hope you guys hope that helps you guys tonight. This little spell here. There's something I wanted to come. I just came up with like, let's do this tonight. See how it goes. It's full moon. We had a conversation, and I thought, well, let's mix it up a bit. Do a little spell, something simple. We can all do as a community.
I love things like this because it's practical. That's folk magic.
It's easy and simple, not overcomplicated. Keeping it simple. I'm really big about keeping it simple. The simpler you keep it, I always felt like the better connection you're going to have with what you're doing.
It's genuine. It's organic. It's heartfelt. It's not just intent, but it's intent with purpose. That's what I love so much about folk magic. It's not a bunch of crazy orchestrated ritual or systems that we put in place.
Instruction manual to do one spell.
It's real. It's raw, and it works.
Yes, Missy, that one wanted to go. That was like a Canada forest fire going up on that last one. Triggers, that's the rough one, isn't it? Because we do tend to have a tendency to get hung up on a lot of things that trigger us. Whether for I could be guilty of it too, as well. Like with my prior addictions, I would used to get triggered about, well, I don't want to take it. I'm getting a tooth pulled and they're prescribing me a medication. I was really big. I don't know if I want to take this prescription or not because I'm afraid I might relapse or this or that. So it was a trigger for me. No, I don't want to do it, but I overcome it. Like, you know what? I'm better than that. I'm not gonna let everything trigger me. I got a hold on this shit. I still things do. I still get triggered, but
it's a funky one because you can't predict it. You don't know that you're going to go out to the store and then see a person or hear a song or something come across the radio or get into a conversation and something come up. Like, you don't know when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen. So it's very, very difficult to be prepared to confront or address that trigger outside of the moment that it happens. Like, you're on the spot. So you have to do the work inside before going to the outside to confront that.
This was a good show tonight. We can dive really deep into the conversation of paganism and how nature and paganism connect with each other. But I mean, a lot of that we already know. I just thought it's a good conversation to reconnect with it again. And I was kind of surprised with some of the answers to, like, what's the most popular fucking nature-based religion? Hinduism. I was a bit shocked.
I don't like the word religion.
I'm not big on it either, but that's the only way you can really label it. I mean, it's hard to find. it's hard to find what I was looking for outside of labeling as a religion. Because everybody relates to it. That's how everybody relates.
And if I could, before we end this evening, I would like to give the folks tuning in some homework.
Homework?
Yeah, if everybody's up for that. It's something that we miss a lot when it comes to folk magic and ritual, whether it be cleansing or banishing or pushing out a negative energy. And it's okay that we forget it. But I want to give you the piece of homework that if you did write in this evening for a piece on one of those bay leaves, and this is you being responsible for yourself, you know if you did or you didn't, and you know what you said, you've let that go. It's gone. Whatever it may be, let's go with self-doubt as an example. If you put self-doubt and you got rid of that and it's gone, that leaves a space. Your homework is to fill that space. Nature is about balance. It's about harmony. So balance that back out. Now that you've made that empty space, you've got rid of that self-doubt, fill it with something tonight or tomorrow that gives you a sense of self-confidence. Do something that you know you do well. Fill that space back up so it's not a void left for negative to come back into. We've gotten rid of the negative. Don't leave that an open space. Fill it with what you want it to be.
That's great homework, guys. I'm going to do that myself. Time to do some clean sweeping up of my space and make some room for some new stuff. I've been feeling kind of the last couple of weeks kind of stagnant and down and just not feeling my normal self, just kind of wanting to be alone and just trying to work things out with myself. Nothing terribly big or huge. It's just, sometimes I don't know if you remember when I told you I was doing a little bit of shadow work while you was on vacation, trying to do some spring cleaning. Well, during that process, sometimes you lose yourself a little bit in it, and you go too deep into the process of doing the shadow work, and that's what's happened to me a bit here and there the last few weeks. And I've been quiet, withdrawn a little bit from chat rooms and people, and me trying to work through things in my life. And sadly for me, I'm getting ready to be 50, so a lot of it's that's going on with me right now is that I'm getting to be that age now to where I'm facing certain things in my life and trying to find my version of peace within it, I guess.
It's a
This
tough
was
thing.
totally what I needed tonight. It's totally what I needed. The whole burning of the bay leaves, sharing community ritual with you guys, sharing space with you, Pub. I needed this tonight. And great homework. I agree. Woman says, totally doing it. I love this homework assignment. Billy says, me too, Sid. I've been really funky now. What I like about to get to Misty here, a comment prior from Misty. She said that the bay leaves were a great idea. Look, you can go buy bay leaves at any grocery store. You can grab them for $1.50, $2 a package, and simple, cheap, easy spell work. Very practical. All you need is a pen, pencil, write on it, burn them. Everybody buys tea lights. You get those for $3-4 at Dollar General. Cheap, simple. For me, it's all about the simpler, the better. Easier, more stronger connection over complicating a spell or a ritual. Going too many steps that drag a ritual along sometimes. Depends on what's going on, you know what I mean? If you drag something that should be simple and you drag it on too long, you kind of lose. I feel like you lose that connection to what you're trying to do. So for me, it's always simpler, better. Somebody else might find their strength in doing a big, large spell. That's just not me. Not by myself, at least. Being part of something, doing something with another group or a party of people doing something, that's different. For me, on my own, I'm really to the point. Simple.
And don't forget with your bay leaves, outside of that, it's wonderful in soups and stews. especially with your cooking meat. Lamb, bay leaves pair very nice and bring out a great flavor in lamb.
Susie,
Practical magic.
practical, simple magic. That's why I don't invest a lot of money into, like, some people like getting colored candles, like when you get into witchcraft spells and there's colored coordinated candles for certain things, represent certain things. I don't buy the colored candles. I don't see the point in it. I'll buy. I got some black ones and I got some white ones.
Your heart and your spirit is going to speak louder than any amount of money that you spend on anything.
Absolutely, your intention, your heart. That's the two big major things you need to do anything in life in general, not in just spells. But if you carry those two things like that, having heart and your intentions, heart and intention can carry you a really long way. Whether you're into paganism, whatever it is you're into, just in life in general. Stew with bay leaves is awesome, and they are great with lamb. Misty says, haven't learned, I've had candles always. Billy Joe says, I'm pretty simple with things too. Add a teaspoon of Vegemite.
Vegemite.
Yeah, I'm glad I misworded it.
I think we pass on the Vegemite, Susie.
Yeah, we're going to pass on that one. Sorry. Misty, I'd rather make my own candles for that stuff, though. Currently have no wax. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the evening. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, sharing space with us, letting us chat with you all, and letting us do a full moon ritual with you guys. First time doing it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We might do some more. We might change some different things up and do more spells during some shows that bring us all together as a community. But that's it for us tonight. That's it for us, buddy. Got any goodbyes? Got any hellos? Any thank yous before I say goodbye?
I'll pop in and thank you guys for tuning in and spending time with us this evening and joining in on this bit of ritual that Sid has been gracious enough to perform, and I really appreciate that thoughtfulness on this special occasion, the blue moon.
The blue moon.
Another blue moon for I think another 4 years. The last one happened was in December of 2009. It's been since December 2009.
I think it's 14 years to the next one.
I got the 4 right.
I think it's 14. It's 14 years for the next. Either it's the next 2 moons, full moons in 1 month, or the next blue moon. But I think it might be the next 2 full moons in a month will be in 14 years. I think that's what it is.
Next month is the harvest moon, September, and I'm very, very excited for it. But again, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, and thank you, Sid.
Thanks guys for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Wednesday, as always, unless something happens. But we'll be back next Wednesday. Be sure to tune in this Saturday, Talking with Demons with myself and Morwin. We're going to be doing some VJing, having some fun, cracking up, trying to make you all have a good time on a Saturday evening. So be sure to tune in on that Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talking with Demons. Until then, guys, be safe, be well out there. We're in it tonight with one last song, Forever May Fall, with our new song, Who You Are. You guys have a great night. We'll catch you guys Wednesday.
We're Forever May Fall, and you're watching Inner Demon Media.